This week's RNC will showcase what today's Republican Party cares about. People can debate about whether what they see is good or bad, but the party's priorities will be on display, and many of them break all modern precedents. A party that often talked of patriotic public service, not even featuring a speech by its most recent president or past nominees, nor even some top Republican senators, because they're not Trumpy enough, allegedly. Meanwhile, it's setting aside time for a Trump family member to speak every night. And its resolution canceling this year's platform, which we were just discussing, well, it also takes time to blast the press, arguably elevating media criticism as more important than written policy to a political party. Tonight, there's also new reports that it was media criticism on Bill Barr's mind when he personally demanded Rupert Murdoch muzzle a Fox analyst who said Trump broke the law. That was Judge Napolitano drawing notice with appearances like this.
It is a crime for the president to solicit aid for his campaign from a foreign government.
So that would be that to which the president has admitted is in and of itself a crime.
Yes, this is about as direct and profound a violation of the Emoluments Clause as one could create. It's clearly impeachable because the president requested something that's criminal to ask for. Can you help my campaign?
I think the Democrats do still have a case, but it is clear from what Ambassador Sondland testified yesterday that there was an understanding that the president wanted some things from the Ukrainians.
DOJ denies that Bill Barr requested to censor any of that, but this report's among several striking accounts by journalist Brian Stelter. He documents how Sean Hannity has become an off-the-book, unaccountable shadow chief of staff to Trump, producing the presidency, counseling Trump at all hours of the day, as White House aides begrudge the fact that Hannity seems to have more power, but they still watch Hannity because they need to know what mood Trump will be in. Now, you may ask, okay, Ari, but is this just media reporting on media? Stelter says no. He offers evidence that life and death government decisions can be traced back to Donald Trump listening to Hannity, like the false claim that the virus would disappear originating with Sean Hannity. Now, look, these are strange times. Even before Donald Trump entered politics, America had clearly entered the most mediated, entertainment-saturated celebrity era ever. Now the government is literally run by someone who measures results through ratings. In 2017, that was absurd. In 2020, this new reporting reminds everyone it's actually dangerously absurd. We turn now, as a very special thing, the author of the book I mentioned, Hoax, by former New York Times reporter and current CNN anchor, Brian Stelter, who I should mention burst onto the reporting scene quite young, making waves as far back as 2006 as the 21-year-old creator of TV Newser, if you remember back then. And this one-time critic of the media has become the media. Thanks for coming on The Beat, your first time.
Thank you. I did have a lot more hair back when I started blogging about TV news, but I guess that just goes to show I've been covering Fox News for a long time, Ari.
And losing your hair over it. We'll credit you on that. You got a lot of interesting stuff in the book. You're a writer first. You came to TV from writing. But big picture, would you ever sit there having steeped yourself in all this, the Fox News covers, the reporting, what you learned from inside the White House, and say, wait a minute, this whole situation is just supremely and dangerously bizarre?
It's absurd, but it's also dangerous. It's ridiculous, but it's also scary. It's both on all of those things at the same time. And that's why I wouldn't have written this book back in the 2010s or whatever we used to call those, the 2000s. I would not have written this 10 or 5 years ago. Something has changed at Fox News. The network has moved from being conservative, which is great. There's lots of room for conservative media. It's moved into this conspiratorial extreme place, largely led by Donald Trump. He gradually took control of the network because there was a leadership vacuum. And now he has a propaganda machine, the likes of which nobody in this country has ever seen before.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.